Greetings from Narayama station, here on the outskirts of Nara City. My bike ride today is taking me to a place called Asuka, which is about 45 kilometres down that way. There's going to be some great scenery, I'm sure, so I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. Gonna make a move. Well, the area I'm going to today is known as the ancient capital of Japan. It was the first capital city in Japan, dating back to the 7th century, so 1300 years ago. There's a lot of history in this area, enormous amount of history, and hopefully I'll get to see some of it and show it to you along the way. The course is very flat. Actually, this is about the steepest segment of the whole trip. To the casual observer, this may just be a pond with a clump of trees in the middle. In fact, it's a kofun, or what's known as a burial mound. It's many hundreds of years ago, when this area was the capital and the imperial family lived here, when they died they were buried in such a mound as this. There are 3 very large ones in this area and many more in the region as well. It's difficult to appreciate the kofun when you're on ground level. As I said a minute ago, they just looks like a pond with a few trees in it. But you need to look at it from above, or through Google Maps, which would probably give you the good idea. So, yeah, if you're viewing this video, check out the map collection. This is a nice little walkway. We're arriving in Sakura season, and in the coming weeks all these trees are going to be vivid white with cherry blossoms. It'll be a magnificent sight. I might even see 1 or 2 on my travels today. There are many World Heritage Sites throughout this region. This is just one of them. This is the Heijo Palace. Not the original. The original was built here in the year 710. It was here just for a very short period of time, for about 70 years. It's a very large park. The cycleway is the brainchild of the Kyoto and Nara Prefecture government. Starts its course out in a place called Arashiyama, which is out the back of Kyoto. Follows the Katsudagawa River to Iwata, joins the Kizugawa River through to Kizu, and then cuts through here. It's about 100 kilometres in length. I sort of live about the halfway point, so I've just biked to Narayama, started here. It's well marked, well posted. There's a lot of information notice boards along the way with maps and giving you directions to nearby sort of sites. As mentioned a minute ago, there's a lot of World Heritage Sites, and through here I'm surprised the whole region isn't created a World Heritage. Well, there are a few cherry blossoms around. You can imagine that when they're in full bloom, when they're at their peak, they'll be vivid white, a little bit like the colour of the tree behind you there. It's good to get away from the city traffic. Passing through the city of Yamato Koriyama, famous because of this construction. This is the remains of Yamato Koriyama Castle, built around 1580. All that's left standing of it today are the outer walls, some of the buildings. The castle itself is no longer here, but its foundations are. It's quite a magnificent structure. Come back here in a week's time when these are at full bloom, and this place will be a hive of activity. There'll be thousands of people here. Even already, the souvenir shops and drink and food shops, stalls are already opening. It's incredible. This is the main foundation. This is where the castle was. Actually, the view up there when the castle was there must have been magnificent, because you can see for miles. Looks like they're doing some sort of cleaning up work. Well, say farewell to the castle and the stalls. I'm getting ready to sell their wares. I would say in the coming hours this will be just thousands of people. And of course, with the weekend coming up, you can imagine what this will be like. Time to move on. You can imagine what this is going to be like in the coming days when all these sakura trees are in full bloom. I mean, it glows. You know, sometimes the sun reflects off it, it can be quite blinding. And there'll also be thousands of people sitting down here on their plastic mats with barbecues cooking and chili bins full of beer and bento and all stuff like that. It's a great time of year, but it's short-lived. You've got about a week, because from then on we get the rainy season and all these petals will be washed away. But I still remember my first hanami back in 2005. Just the images just stay with me forever. But it's another excuse to get pissed as well. Right, let's move on. The area coming through now is very famous, particularly with regards to the Buddhist religion in Japan. In this area there's a temple, Ozanji, that was established many hundreds of years ago, and it has become the home of Buddhism in Japan. A very busy place, more so at this time of year with the sakura. There are many religious establishments in this area, all dedicated in part to Prince Shotoku, who was responsible for bringing the Buddhist religion into Japan. I'm going to take a small deviation off my course today, and I want to have a look at this complex over here. I'm about to visit the Hirose Taisha Shrine. I believe there's a bit of history attached here. See, they are preparing for the upcoming Hanami weekend. Welcome to the Helsa Taisha Shrine. Believed the shrine was established here in the late 7th century. Well, time to say farewell to the Helsa Taisha Shrine and make a move towards Asuka. I estimate I'm at 10 or 12 kilometres away from the final destination. Been on the road for about 4 hours, so there's a nice wee picnic spot here that I'm going to stop and have a banana and just check my map. The area, I'm back into an urban area of the prefecture now, where the track is not as distinguishable as it is in other parts, so I need to check a map, and I shall do so while I am having a banana. Months this will be flooded out for ice growing. Just at this point, I'm going to see if I can zoom in up on the hill there. Just see the pergola. Sitting on the hill. So whether that man's making a tin drum. Hey, look at these colours. Look at these colours here. Aren't they beautiful? Eh? Well, good to be back out in the country again after that ride along the motorway. It's a bit scary. It's actually got quite hot. Oh, there's a little breeze. Hopefully the breeze will be tailwind once I leave Asuka. But I'm entering into the Asuka area. This area was once the original capital of Japan, well, the first capital city of Japan. We're going back to around about from 643 AD to 694, so about 50 years before it sort of moved on to its next site. I'd like to come back here sometime. Maybe just do some hiking and cycling in the area. There's a lot of little tracks around here taking you to different sort of temple complexes and Kofuns, observation points and that. Maybe come back when the sakura are in bloom. Well, 76 kilometres and 5 hours later, I've arrived at the JR Sakurai station. Lovely day, great scenery. I'm about to sit down and have a bite to eat before deciding what I'm going to do from here. I estimate I've got about another 60 kilometres to get home, so yeah, not in a hurry. Okay. From my bike, and yours truly, the Outdoorholic. Goodness. Greetings from the JR Sakurai station. In case this map is going to you, this is where I am. Right there. And this is where I'm going, all the way up there. My attempt is to try and get home. At this point I've done about 76 kilometres. Still got about another 60 to go. So, my trusty bike, my camera gear, time to make a move. I love getting out of the city, biking along these little narrow country lanes. No traffic nights, very little traffic. One or two interesting little points of interest and sights. I know sooner or later I've got to rejoin the main road. I'll be for a couple of kilometres. But this is lovely. Dangerous. Hey, just nearly back at Narayama. Awesome ride. What an awesome ride. Oh, see that? Love it through here. Sort of spent the last sort of 20 kilometres sort of cycling along a major road. Quite lucky, I only had a couple of traffic lights to stop at, but it's so good just to have the freedom to, you know, sway from side to side. Hey. "72 kilometres, and 5.5 hours ago I left the station to bike to Sakurai, or to Hazuka, through to Sakurai, and I've come home through Nara. It's been great. Perfect conditions, not too hot, although I'll be getting a bit of a suntan, but calm and anything, just brilliant conditions for biking. I've done probably just over 100 kilometres to this point, and I've still got about another 24 to go to get home. So I'm just going to take it easy. I'm going to have a bite to eat and a drink here, and then I'm going to move on. So, it's been great. I'm buzzing. So, this is me, Outdoorholic, saying goodbye.